a second to fix it. Fix it.
2.
Is it under?
1.
Oh, hey, we're live. That was good timing on the fade. Hey, everybody, welcome back to the Wayward 7. I'm your forever DM Will, as always, and we are back with another exciting episode. Episode 14, I believe. Last episode was a little rocky. Sorry, I had to do it. I don't think I have anything to say for the moment being, but let's go ahead and move to Ethan, who has some very, very important things to say.
Buongiorno! It's me, Macho Libre. I'm doing this accent because I'll get in less trouble.
What the hell?
Woohoo!
Is that Italian?
Sure is.
It is. That was planned.
I forgot what I think I was gonna say subscribe, or a pro wrestler will drop an elbow on you in your sleep.
It's just straight up threatening them.
Or I meant when I said in your sleep, I meant in your dreams.
Mm-hmm.
You'll dream that it will happen, so you may as well.
Good save.
I threaten no physical harm, but mental anguish.
Okay.
It's possible.
Psychological. Yeah. That's still
just
not good.
subscribe. Woohoo! hit the bell. Woohoo!
Okay. So another thing before we start, we have a very special guest star. So everybody, say hi to Keegan, who is joining us for the first time. Keegan, who are you?
So,
Why are you here?
Who brought you here?
do you even go here?
Do you even go to the school?
So my name is Keegan Golage, and I do theater with all these people, and and I've done professional theater, local theater, and I've had lots of fun doing it. So I'm excited to do this game.
Awesome. Thank you, Keegan. Thanks for joining us today.
Thank
Yeah.
you.
Lauren, you want to say a quick thing real quick?
On a more positive announcement note, Ethan,
Positive.
if you would like to follow us on our Instagram at the Wayward 7, that is where we post about our episodes coming out, and sometimes post some fun little spoilers without context. And we're working on some fun projects on the side that we might be able to introduce to you soon.
Awesome. Okay, great. So, I think if anybody else has anything else to say, everybody good? Yeah, I think we're good. So, by the way, Keegan's being very humble. He's done some cool stuff. But I think we're ready to get into tonight's game.
Woohoo!
All right. Stop. Back. Okay, hi everybody. So, that being said, you guys ready to start?
Yeah.
Let's go.
Oh.
Alright.
Let's do it.
Last time we left off, the party made their way to the city of Pluter Hole, a large subterranean fortress of sorts, now turned city. 3 massive core spires here that hold up the roof here. The western spire, the eastern spire, and the northern spire are the main features of the city, as well as different sorts of people that kind of seem to come and go through trade. This is a very isolated, very wealthy town. It's you. There, they find their second challenge of the Champion's Pursuit. They spoke to Mithra, the court mage of King Egil, and received their options. Either head towards the western tower and descend into the mines, into the bridge to the Underdark, or head to the eastern tower, to the tops of the rocks, here at Pluter Hall, and deal with whatever elementals they find up there. However, party opted for a somewhat change of plans. They instead went to a shopkeeper, the shop known as the Whitewood, run by a Mr. One and only.
Sorry.
Checking if they take
Burt
notes.
Pierce.
Burt Pierce. Mr. Burt Pierce. So, Mr. Burt Pierce offered to make an exchange with them, actually paying them to go down to bring back something called an ember coal, or rather a lot of them with the wagon. Ember coals being a ever-burning coal that lasts longer and has some slightly more magical affinities to it. So, they took the wagon and headed towards the western tower, where they came across a large crowd. Overhearing the crowd, it would take several days for the elevators to come up and them get their turn in order to descend into the mines. Luckily, though, some of you talked their way through it and convinced them that you were simply social workers out on a job.
A brilliant ruse.
A brilliant ruse, one might say.
We're retail workers.
So they descended into the mines early and made a lot of people mad.
Guys, I just work here.
That being said, as they descended down, they were confronted with 3 paths. One leading to where they heard rumors of turtles, one leading to where they heard rumors of large trees, and one leading to potentially more elemental beings that they were looking for. So, they opted for that tunnel. Following it down, Renna led the way with her dark vision, guiding people through. You guys picked up some interesting ores and different finds and explored some tunnels down the way. But, eventually, you came to a fork in the road, a crossroads down here, where the path diverged into 3. Now, there's a path that went forward, a path that went to the side, and a path that went down and curled. But, before exploring those options, you guys found something a bit more interesting. A cave opening. Natural, a small crevice, which, if compressing yourself and pushing, could potentially fit through. Now, they dared the squeeze, and all 4 of them attempted to fit through.
Everyone makes mistakes.
Everyone has those days.
So, as they pushed through, unfortunately, accidents happened, and it was realized too late that Cragstone was directly above them. The loose rocks here in these caves that are known to be death traps. But typically, if they're under you. However, they proved just as dangerous and deadly as, unfortunately, Renna made it through, but the others barely escaped as the Cragstone collapsed above them. So, the others, you made it through. You have the open cavern. Give me a general idea of what the 3 of you are going to do.
Can I first, before we get into real things, say that when you said we heard possibly elemental beings earlier, I thought you said elemental beings. And I figured that's what we could call the Ember Coals.
Beans?
Elemental beings.
Little beans they just left behind?
That's what you guys think?
Okay, so
So, yeah, there's how many,
So, The path is collapsed. You have the wagon with you. Looking back down, there are the 3 roads that kind of diverge. There's still the rubble, the wreckage, and tell you what. We'll come back to you as you stand in this room. Renna, as the only way out of this room that you initially knew of back to the main road collapsed, you look back around you, seeing this large cavernous area. At the center, this odd kind of pool of bubbling magma. You look around and see several charred corpses, perhaps recent. You also see what appears to be several openings. So make a perception check for me. So you take a good look around.
Unnatural 20.
Nice. Okay, so looking around, you definitely get a good view. Looking up, you notice that, strangely enough, there are these large kind of dark tunnels. And as you kind of stand there, for a brief second, one of them seems to blow out frigid cold air. And you kind of watch as the magma pool itself almost reacts to it and moves. Just ever so slightly with the breeze. But you also see 2 other large openings down here on the ground level. One, a more natural cave formation, a large kind of sliver, one that you could easily walk through, that you notice that might have had water running down it at one point, but it seems to be there. But the other one catches your eye. It's unnatural, man-made. You see columns almost carved out of the stone, a intricate doorway. No door, but make a history check for me. You don't recognize what this is necessarily, but looking at the carvings from a distance, a good distance away, you see that there are figures, different sorts of motifs almost, different sorts of beings, I would say you can confer from this. There's no door. It does not look like a mine shaft, but more significant. And as you peek around the corner, you feel your knee hit something. And as you look down, what you had thought was a rock is a very small, matte-bearded dwarf in armor that seems to be almost red hot as he's curled up, and you see the one eye look up.
Run, Juneberry!
Go ahead and introduce yourself, Wiggum.
I am Wiggum. Wiggum the fun-sized.
You've been just in this little ball right here, Wiggum.
I've been trapped down here for 3 days straight. I was being chased by a lizard, some sort of ice lizard, and I killed my friend Janice, and
you see him point, and there's a kind of charred corpse, almost kind of looks like a bird, just kind of on the side.
Janice!
and the reason why she's so burnt is we were being chased by some sort of fire elemental.
You see him point towards the large magma pool.
So it's in there. Like the elemental went into the magma?
Yeah.
So it's home.
I don't know.
You've been here for 3 days. And you don't know. Oh no.
Wiggum, you would know it attempted to immolate you. However, moving to this side and hunching down, it seems to have left you alone after its previous attempts failed. But it has not left that pool.
I haven't seen it in 3 days.
Wait,
Ever since killed my buddy.
How big is it?
Maybe it's a large one.
Huge.
Like compared to you? Or like in
Well,
general?
I'm the fun size, so
There you
let's
go.
call it king-sized.
Right. Well, Wingham, I'm Renna DeVoris, and I will help you if you help me get out of here.
I mean,
I have friends on the other side of the tunnel, but they're well, I don't know if they'll ever find us, Wingham. So it's you and me, man.
well, you're the only one I have that's alive down here.
Sorry, I said rotten Juneberry around you. Improper speech.
It's fine. Let's go.
Okay, so what are you guys doing?
Okay, so
There are,
Wingham, what's that fancy carved doorway?
we're gonna make a history check.
Okay. Can you find it? Oh, 7.
7. So, Wiggum, you have made previous attempts to leave through one of these 2 exits. As you fell through one of the holes in the top of the room. However, you notice that every time you attempt to make your way that way, you notice the magma pool moving almost to cut you off. And you don't know if it's because it's watching you, or maybe it's discerning your location through some other means.
Well, the reason why I've been able to stay alive is because I have fireproof armor, right?
You're fire resistant.
Yes.
Oh my gosh, you're so lucky. I'm nothing like that. I'm like a tree. I mean, right now I've got some fireness to me, but it's just all looks, really, and feistiness. But I can see by tomorrow I'm gonna be winter.
Wow.
So, see the 2
I
exits?
look around
Yeah.
and I look at the magma. I just want to see, like, is it bubbling? Does it seem
It
alive?
is bubbling, and I would say with your perception check from earlier, you know, the bubbles mostly coalesce at the center. From what Wiggum has said, probably.
Oh gosh.
Probably. You don't know if it knows that you're there right now, but if it knows that Wiggum is there, there's no telling.
Okay, so, and it's guarding that door. Like
It's kind of just sitting at the center of the cavern right now. So it's a large kind of circular cavern. There is the pool of magma at the center that's maybe about a 20-foot radius.
It's a lot more than I was thinking.
Yeah.
Can I see how deep it is? Because I have that fire resistant armor.
Are
Can I
you
see how
walking
deep
into it?
Can I see how deep it is?
You're going to walk into it?
Yeah, sure.
What?
Okay.
Yeah.
So, now that Wiggum has found a friend, he's found his confidence. And Renna, you watch as Wiggum kind of stands up and says, I want to go see how deep it is.
Hey, Wiggum, no, please. Can I grab his hand? Like, dude.
Sure. I mean,
Dude.
And I turn back around.
And I just kind of like put on like, please, why? Can I not have to heal you right now? I mean, we should save this healing.
Okay. Okay. I take that right back.
Oh,
Okay.
good. Thank you, Isha. This kid. Maybe he's a man. I don't know. This man-child.
How early do dwarves get beards? Or are they just born with
Barely.
them?
Born with
They're
hope.
born with... I think it's a man-child.
We'll go
And
to.
even then... Okay, so I am going to... So, okay, that's like... It's on the other side of the magma pool?
It's kind of off to the side to the left of it, on the
Like I'm here
triangular
and it's
side,
like
yeah.
on the side. Okay. I'm gonna like slowly walk around and keep a very calm
make a stealth check.
stealth check. That's nice.
And as you make your way there, make a perception check as well.
Okay.
Wiggum, are you going with her? Make a stealth
Yeah.
check.
Okay.
a
9 for
stealth.
my stealth
Stealth.
check.
And you can also make a stealth check or a perception check.
Perception, it's kind of cockeyed. It's like right on the edge.
Oh, he has disadvantage on it as well. So you have to roll again.
15 plus 6, 21.
21. Okay.
That's perception.
I was about to roll this.
Don't.
I'm not. I didn't.
I got,
I did it. No, I'm
That, by the way, that was
I got
perception.
Yes. Perception for
Yes,
the
21.
I got a 3.
For stealth? What'd you get for perception? Wait,
Oh, wait, perception.
no, that's okay. Your
I
stealth
rolled
is.
that one. Perception. Oh no. Oh, I got a 7.
Okay. So Wiggum's just kind of like walking behind you, and you're not necessarily being that stealthy in comparison because you're kind of keeping an eye on the dwarf who's now following you. But you are keeping an eye on the room in general. And as you kind of start to walk out, you kind of watch as the magma kind of begins to boil. You kind of almost notice as a form starts kind of lurching upwards through
Can I
it.
stop?
You stop.
And I just...
I will say with a 21 though, you notice something else in the room. As you've kind of just kept a broad eye, also aware of something that Wiggum said earlier, you see up towards one of those colder holes as you and you watch as these two glowing eyes kind of come down this massive maw of sharp, almost plate-like teeth. And you kind of watch as frost and rime begins to drip out of it down towards the magma. As this happens, I will give you one action to do something. What are you doing?
So
you get one turn.
he's
you
high up.
You see he's high up, and you kind of watch as the frost is boiling and bubbling out of him as he's slowly making his way to do something. It's massive serpentine head, smooth, slick skin and scales, almost leathery. This deep blue that blends in very well with the dark stalactites above.
And it's ice.
You see, I would say with 21, you see this very cold kind of frost begins to drip from its mouth. So as you see it, I would say you have your movement if you want to try and just run for it or run back to cover behind the rocks.
I definitely want to... Can I... let's see, do I have... What do you call it? Where I can make it really quiet.
Silence.
Yeah, I'm looking for silence. I might have taken it off.
Okay.
Well, I'm definitely gonna hide if I don't have...
Are you running back or are you just gunning for it forward? It's a. I would
Where
say
was
you guys.
forward? Was that towards the door? Or?
Forward is towards the. I'll say forward is towards the door for the sake. I don't have the map with me, sorry. There's a misprint. But it's roughly about 20 feet back to your hiding spot. Or you can
20 feet
continue.
forward.
You can try and make the 100-foot dash towards the door.
Can I pick him up and take him with me? If I...
Your movement will be halved.
I'm going to...
Face up?
But I can't face up with him.
Can't face up with it. So you can run back to your hiding spot if you want.
Is it a good hiding spot? Is
It's you get full cover there. There's kind of like a large kind of wall almost that shields you from the rest of the room, but it's tight. You know, it's like there's no longer an exit there, which might have been what Wiggum was trying to go for.
Like he wanted to get away from that.
he
Like
might have been trying to inch his way towards the hole to get
see.
out.
Moving 1
Okay.
inch per hour, and as he is right there.
Does it look like there's something that if once I go to that 100-foot
Mhm.
area that there would be something I could put for the door in any way?
There's no door. There's nothing. It is just an opening. So.
And so he'd see me and
They
just go down.
definitely see. They definitely both see you. Maybe. You definitely know the lizard is roughly looking in your general area. Now you don't know if he's focused on you right now, but definitely sees you. Definitely about to do something. What are you doing?
Good question, sir. I am going to...
Right. Gotta know.
Are you able to move, like,
run fast before I do this?
What's your
Does he look nimble? Or does he look pathetic?
It's a little
Pathetic.
Definitely looks a lot slower than you.
How
long
I'd be able to
overnights.
run at least, you said
What's your movement speed?
30?
30. I'd
If
say
I'm
if you
dashing?
dash, you could probably get about 60 feet across the room. You would not make it at the door.
I'm gonna hide, and
Go
can
back
I
and hide.
run and hide and take him with me?
Sure. Are you willing? Are you a willing creature?
Sure.
Okay.
How about today?
So you watch as Renna is kind of leading the way, looks up, grabs you by the hand, and then jerks you back and running back towards the small alcove that you guys were in.
And I say silence. Silence.
And as you do, you hear exit and a massive burst of cold air fill the entire room. And you hear the magma begin to broil and bubble. And I'll say, looking around, you see that there's a massive breath of cold frost that kind of emanates from the reptile, blasting the entire chamber. And you kind of watch as rocks begin to fall as the magma itself, once again, coalesces almost instantaneously into one solid, almost form. This massive humanoid figure with these large horns and massive claws, and rakes up at the ceiling. Both of you make a stealth check as these two duke it out.
19.
20.
Wow. Okay. So you guys take cover and hide. So, other group. As you are walking back, because that happened pretty quickly, you have made your way back towards the intersection, and as you are sitting here, kind of all now kind of taking in these three pathways, what is it? I'll say everybody, what's your passive perception?
14.
14. 14. Darrow, 13.
Yep.
All right. So Nastani and Icarus, you would definitely feel this in the ground as the ground starts to kind of tremble, and you hear almost this loud, erupting, hissing noise, and the clattering of rocks.
Does it sound like it's coming from one of these entrances?
Make a
Like-
perception check as you try to hone in. And you can too, Icarus, if you want.
14.
14.
Unnatural 20.
Okay. Unfortunately, Nastani, you can't quite discern the direction, but Icarus, as Nastani walks closer towards the tunnels, you start walking in, stop, and turn towards one of the kind of shanty shacks that have been built. Kind of, as you walk towards, looking towards it, you see that there's a wooden kind of backing of the wall. But the noise seems to be coming from behind it. What are you guys doing?
Do you communicate this?
Yeah, I'm going to point that out to them.
Okay.
So this is...
You're
Can we look at the wall?
Yeah, you look at the wall. It's a wooden wall. It's very old wood kind of boards.
This is like up against a cave wall.
Yeah, up against the cave wall. And I'll say, taking a closer look, somebody can make an investigation check. Darrow, I think you said it first, but...
Yeah. That's a 17.
17, yeah. Darrow, as you kind of peer into the cracks of the kind of walls of the shack, you do notice that there is no backing of cave wall behind it.
Can I try to bust through it?
Yeah, make a strength check.
Do you think that Renna's down this way?
Is it?
It's a 13.
13. It is kind of on the same wall face that you guys were just at, so. 13, you take your sword and just kind of, with the pommel, beat in the wall. You kind of watch the wood buckles breaking and splintering outward, so. You kind of now see there is a full carved tunnel down this way.
The timing is too coincidental, I think, for it to not involve Renna.
Wouldn't hurt to at least try.
I agree.
I'm going to sprint down the tunnel.
Okay.
I'm gonna warily.
Got to break through all the way first.
Okay.
I'm gonna, after we do that, I'm gonna warily.
Huh?
I'm like gonna like.
Warily.
Yeah. Like I'm gonna also
You're being
like.
aware. You're
I'm
just
being
keep
aware.
watch. Okay. All right.
Can I try to burst through again?
Yeah. You helping?
Yeah.
Go for it. Strength check with advantage.
That is 21.
21, easily enough, Darrow. With this, you and Icarus just straight through the wooden boards, As you see, a cold chill kind of rushes by as the air finally escapes from here.
Is there any cragstone in this tunnel?
It is a carved tunnel. There are carvings that go along the walls. The floor itself seems to be cobblestone of sorts.
Can I light up my sword?
You light up the sword, the room now fully illuminated. This is a very weird tunnel, but you hear the commotion coming further down.
I'm running to it.
Let's go.
Alright, you guys just running through?
I'm being cautious.
You're being cautious, okay.
That's a really good idea. I'm not doing that.
Okay. So, Icarus, go ahead and make a dexterity saving throw.
Okay. Ooh, 13.
13? Okay. Unfortunately, that fails. Icarus, as you run forward, you hit one of the cobblestones, and you feel almost a drop. But you're going fast, and you're trying to get there as fast as possible. And you can see now, as the tunnel curves, you're passing different hallways and doorways that seem to be kind of shut or open. But just focusing on the end, as you do hear, for a split second, voices. But the continuation of some large lots of noises coming from down there.
Like voices at the end or like out the side tunnels?
At the end.
Okay.
Yeah, all coming from that straightway. So your focus is very high, very much straightforward. You do not notice as the blades come out of the wall. Which is funny, because you only take 6 points of slashing damage. I rolled minimum. As these massive blades come out, swing out, catching you by the ends of the wings and the back of the legs. But you stumble through as they continue. However, the two of you notice they're just...
They're sit in the same spot. They're just doing
They're just going back and forth. You can maybe time it if you guys want to make dex checks to jump through them.
Is there any like switch or anything?
Yeah, I think I stepped on it.
you see there's an impression on the ground.
I lifted back up.
I'll say this. Are you going to try and get through it by walking through it or not?
Yes, I'm gonna try and get.
You don't have to if you don't want to. I'm just keeping the pace up.
Yeah, I'm gonna try to jump through it.
Okay, make a dex check for me.
I'm also going to.
Check, not save.
Nat
18.
Okay, both of those succeed. Darrow, you kind of watch. You got it. Just 1, 2, straight through, pass through the blades. Nastani, you also watch as Darrow does this, and just right behind him, step through.
Just do the special bedtime dance that Vin Diesel did.
Okay, so you see this happen. Are you continuing to sprint, or I mean, you can keep sprinting if you want to.
I think I'm gonna keep sprinting.
Okay, go for it. Yeah,
Hopefully.
make another dexterity saving throw for me.
16.
16. Okay. This time, as you kind of look back, you're more wary now, and unfortunately, you don't see it. You still set it off, but your foot passes by what feels like a very thin, kind of loose cord, and you feel it kind of pull and tug as you do it. However, you hear the snap, and you see as spikes come out of the walls towards you. Luckily for you, you make the save, but you only take half damage. You take half damage, having it to 3 points of piercing, as these spikes kind of jut out and then slowly move back in. Keep going. You too. You watch as the spikes slowly go back. What are you doing?
It was triggered by a cord.
Yeah, the cord is broken. You guys keep going, or
Cautiously, yes.
So
you're slowing down?
Are the spikes moving, or are they just out?
They're out, and then they're just slowly sinking back in.
Okay. So yeah, as they're sinking back in, can I try to go through?
Yeah. Make a dex check. Make a dex check. Keep up with yours.
16.
16. Okay. What did you get?
An 8.
An 8? Okay. So, as you're passing by Darrow, unfortunately, one of these spikes once again sticks out. One that might have been a late fire out of a hole. gets you in the side, doing 5 points of piercing across your back. Not as much as it could have been, but that being said, Nastani, as the trap has already been set off, you do actually make it through fine. Icarus, make one more dexterity saving throw for me, if you're still sprinting through.
Yeah, and I don't imagine there's any way that I can, like, intentionally look for traps while also without slowing down.
Sprinting, no.
Yeah, that's what I figured.
Yeah.
17.
17, okay, yeah. Icarus.
You do a little better each time.
There you go.
As you sprint forward, you do see it this time. Trying to keep your eyes on the focus above. A large kind of set of panels on the floor that seem to have these small holes. And with your wings, you jump, glide for a second, and land on the other side and keep going. You did not step on whatever these panels were. However, Darrow and Nastani, as you continue forward, you see them. You saw what he did. So I'll say, you guys can see it. What are you choosing to do here?
How long are the panels?
It's about a 10-foot gap here. It's pretty decent.
Yikes.
Yeah.
Let me see.
You can full sprint and try to jump it, or...
I'm gonna try and long jump it.
Okay. What's your movement speed?
Movement is 30.
Okay. Make an athletics check for me. 10 feet is quite a jump. But this is Magic BS Land, so we'll see what happens.
You said athletics?
Yeah.
18.
18. Okay. Nastani, you jump across these panels, just barely clipping the edge of the last one. Nothing happens to you as you kind of tuck and roll away, but as you hit this last panel, you watch as jets of fire shoot out from underneath it. Straight upwards where all the holes were.
Parkour.
Darrow, you see this. It only seems to have activated on one side, so you can attempt to...
I'll try to jump the other side.
Okay, make an athletics check.
Can I say for reference, the average long jump numbers is about 5.5 feet.
Yeah, no, I know. That's why I said Magic BS Land.
I'm a magic lady and I can jump through this.
You're not average.
I have magic
Yeah.
wings, which, I don't use them, but I still go.
Long jump rules, it's like if you get a running start.
Yeah, that's what I was looking at. And I was like, I could do it, but I'm not.
So that's 20, not natural.
20 not natural. Okay. Okay, Darrow. Once again, you guys are not fully able to clear the full 10 feet, but landing on that second plate, you are able to kind of bounce almost immediately off it and roll out of the way before the fire fully envelops and burns you badly. The worst it does is singe the back of your cloak, but both of you make it through. Icarus, you are the first to get there as you round the corner and you see hanging from the ceiling this large reptilian creature from all these stalactites as this massive fire creature throws these fireballs up the ceiling. You watch as it hits the creature. The creature screams in agony, and you watch as the fire searing its kind of leathery blue skin. And then you watch as immediately it is met again with this massive burst of cold frostbite that kind of seems to almost envelop the entirety of the ground beneath it. And you kind of watch as the fire creature revels back and kind of seems they're both hurting each other a lot. However, make a perception check.
Unnatural 20.
Unnatural 20? Okay. Meets beats. So, that being said, as you look around the room, quickly just kind of taking a glance, you do see the kind of caved-in, gravelly cragstone opening that you would probably recognize as the other end of the tunnel you guys were attempting to go through. However, you also see, hiding around the corner seems to be Renna, as well as a dwarf. Wearing very nice...
Wait a minute. There were 4 of us when we came in here, right?
Wearing very nice chain and plate armor, as well as a little... what color is your banner?
Oh gosh.
What color is it?
How about,
Ooh, whatever color you want.
I think it's green?
Green. Little green banner with a guy doing this on it. That you would recognize as a champion's banner. So that being said, as this happens, we are going to go ahead and roll for initiative.
Yeah, we are.
change that out. I don't have a map for this. So everybody's going to have to...
I forgive you.
Thank you. I have an old map. I can use an old map if you guys want.
I was gonna say we can at least use the distance on that, right?
Yeah, we'll do that. Okay, so we'll use this map, and it's not the right map, but it's a grid. You guys can get the spatial awareness from it. Yeah.
If you're colorblind and just believe that trees are either rocks or pillars,
I am so sorry, Ethan.
and
Once again, I am sorry. Now,
So what color is your shirt then?
don't be mean.
Brown.
Stinky.
Thank you.
I'm slightly
Aw.
colorblind. For if anyone doesn't know, that's why they're being mean.
I'm not being mean. It's called being friendly.
I've said nothing.
Said nothing. Okay. Well, good news. I have one of them, but the other one I seem to have misplaced it. So this, for reference, will be our big blue lizard because it is big blue and long. That is not what it is. That's about. But this is actually what that is. So, as the two of them are duking it out, this one on the ceiling, just above it,
Right.
Renna and Wiggum. Toss it! Toss it! Toss it!
No!
No!
Hang on,
Hi, guys.
hang on. There's a joke to be made about
Why
tossing a
don't you
door.
sports?
Oh.
There's,
Make it.
hang on.
This tree over here will be the exit. Just for Alright, so
Well, do we want to slide this way? Or can we go
yeah,
down?
you can do that.
And where's the intricate cave gonna be?
The intricate cave is this tree.
Okay.
Okay, so does that look good to everybody?
Oh,
So
God.
for meta reference, we came through the natural.
You came to the carved doorway.
Okay.
Yep, carved doorway. This is where the squeeze entrance exit was. Over here is where the natural exit was, or the natural continuation of this cave.
Very
So
cool.
that is where we were gonna go.
Yeah, that is where you were.
Darn, I almost okay.
You almost made it. It's okay. That being said, what is everybody's initiative? 20 to 25.
20.
20? Okay. So, Nastani, you are up first. Can somebody else write this down for me, actually?
Yes.
I am.
Laura,
Thank you so much. Just roll for both of them real quick. Okay, that's hilarious. Nastani, you rolled a natural 20?
No, unnatural.
Unnatural 20? Before Nastani is going to be the fire elemental. Okay. 15 to 20? What'd you guys get?
19.
19?
15.
19? Okay, so then Icarus and then Wiggum.
No.
Alright. 10 to 15?
Oh no.
Okay.
I know.
Just tell me what you two get.
5.
I got a 5 as well.
Okay.
Okay, which one of you has the higher dex?
I have plus
Mine's-
0.
Mine's a 17.
Where is it?
Definitely.
Okay, so Darrow first, then Renna.
Yeah.
And then our big worm. Our big lizard goes last with a natural one. Stinky. So, that being said, at the top of the round, you watch as up above, and I'll get my radius out for this. You watch as the fire elemental slings part of its arm. You kind of watch as a massive glob of magma flies up towards it, blasting up here with it. You kind of notice that it does have a radius that does reach the ground if you are not careful. However, you two are protected behind your full cover. And so I'm going to go ahead and throw another one up there as well. So right here, doing that. So yep, you guys are good now.
That's your
Um,
initiative.
Yep. I think actually you guys will be further back this way, 100 feet. So that being said, that's Fire Elemental's turn as it kind of dodges, moving, kind of wisping through the attacks of the falling rocks that you kind of see that the reptile is throwing down. So after that is Nastani, right?
Mm-hmm.
All right. Nastani, what you doing? On deck is...
Me.
Got it. Thank you, guys. As you see this happening, you see, I would say Icarus points out Renna and the dwarf across the room. You see these two are duking it out right now.
Is there?
Do a lot of things right here.
I'm trying to decide if I'm going to attack or not.
I would say, those of you who came down for it, will remember a fire elemental. Hey,
We need that.
you need that. Also, an elemental.
Hey,
Hey.
2 for 1 deal, guys.
2 for 1 deal. But I would say, sizing these up, the amount of damage they are doing to the cavern alone is immense. They are two titans duking it out in the center of the room right now.
I'm gonna open up my channel for each individual person and use my telepathy.
You talk to one person.
Yeah, say the same message to both.
Okay, I'd say you can talk to one person for your
Talk
turn.
to one person.
Yeah.
Okay.
Inside combat with one person.
Fair enough. I'm gonna talk to Icarus.
Okay.
Do you think that we should try and sneak them out and let them duke it out as long as we can, and then finish them off, or they just duke it out and then we take the remains?
I'll let you give a short response, Icarus.
Yes or no, otherwise I will shoot.
It would probably be best to let them do as much to each other as we can before getting involved.
Fair enough.
All right.
Okay, how many places can I hide? Like, how many, between where they are and where we are, what are the coverage spots that I can see?
Okay, so you guys are kind of just in an open doorway.
That's
Depends on the
my
insurance
question.
you have.
I would say
We don't even have dental.
the cover that you the cover that you notice, the biggest and nicest one, is the one there behind. The rest of the cavern is, they've been breaking things and kind of throwing things around. There's rubble, nothing necessarily big enough to hide under unless you go to the other exit there. Maybe there's another thing there that you can see, but I'd say from where you are, you cannot see that, as Icarus is at the doorway. So, what you doing? Let me give a countdown.
Okay, I don't really want to draw attention here.
5, 4.
I'm going to hold my action, actually.
Okay.
I'm gonna hold.
Action. What's the trick?
I'm gonna, like, shooting at either of those. If either of them notice either group, I'm going to shoot my arrow.
Okay.
That happens within this round of combat.
Okay. Sounds
and
good.
Hold on, let me just check. I'm mixing my inventories in my mind. I have to make sure I have.
Yeah. Sorry, rolling for damage for the fires. Sorry. Forgot about
Okay.
that. No, I've actually got insurance. Okay, is that what you're doing, Nastani? That's the end of your turn?
Yeah,
Hold your action.
I was just checking something.
Got it. Did you want to move forward before you did that? Holding your action ends your turn.
Yeah, I'm gonna move forward to be right alongside Icarus.
Okay, got it. It's a 15-foot doorway, so 3 of you could easily stand in the way. So that being said, after Nastani, it is Icarus. What you doing?
So do I see any coverage hiding opportunities?
I mean, you guys are. They don't seem to be paying attention to you right now.
Okay.
So if you want to attempt to hide, you can. I'd say maybe move that way, and you can probably get a sneaky shot on. Definitely the fire.
No, I was thinking more about like trying to get through the room without being noticed.
They're right in the middle of it, so
And this is really disappointing because I really want to use my assassination thing, but
you can.
I know I can, but I feel like that is one of the worst choices, and then we've made enough bad choices in the last few episodes.
Fun choice.
It would be so much fun.
It's like,
It would be.
will he like?
I mean, you need something anyway.
I don't think
Speeding
he
it
would.
up.
I don't think he would stop attacking this
Okay.
guy just to attack you, right? I mean,
Well,
They definitely seem to be.
we'd have a little threat analysis, and you know,
I mean,
my
if
assassination
you want
is as
to
good as
take
normal.
your action to try and gauge what is going on here, you can.
Hang on, let me see how far across is this.
20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50, 55, 60, 65, 70, 75, 80, 85, 90, 100. About 100.
Okay.
100 feet.
Okay. Am I able to fly here? Do I have space to fly?
In the cavern, yes.
Yeah, not in the obviously the 15-foot tunnel, but okay.
You can. Just be wary. The reptile is swinging down. I would say if you were to get too close to it, it might get provoked.
Okay.
Or you could assume. You haven't really taken a minute to ascertain what it's thinking, but you can try if you want to.
Okay, let me double check. I haven't been able to fly for a while, so I forgot how fast I can move. Okay. Okay. So let me try then. Can I fly out of the tunnel?
Yeah, so
Okay.
just for the sake of this rim right here is going to be the edge.
Oh, I wanted to
And
be
then kind
farther
of-
away than
kind
that.
of- It's, yeah, so here's the entrance and then kind of the rim, follow the rim around to the,
Okay. Am I able to fly stealthily at all? Is that possible?
you can certainly try.
I'm sure. Okay, well, I'll certainly try then.
Okay, so you're gonna hide.
40, 45, 50, 60, 70, 75, 80, 85, 90. Okay, so I'm going to. I have 50 feet of flight speed, so I'm going to, as stealthily as possible, fly over and use a bonus action to dash
Okay.
to fly all the way over to Renna,
Okay.
around the edge of the room.
So your action is to what?
I mean,
So to stealth is a bonus action, right?
I'm not really sure how to answer that.
I would say generally for normal people, it's an action to stealth. But I think you can use it as a bonus action. Can you not?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well,
so-
I mean, I guess I'll say between stealth and dashing.
Okay.
I can do both of those as a bonus action.
Yes.
So I'll just one is the action, one is the bonus action.
Sure. Okay, so you make a stealth check first with disadvantage. Double check something.
Ooh. Ooh. 21
With disadvantage?
with disadvantage.
Nice. Okay. Okay. You are flying, correct?
That's correct.
Okay. Okay. So you move, and you already counted out. I watched you do it. As you fly across the room, you watch as you start the first initial. You watch as the serpent's head immediately turns towards you. But as you leave the ground, it seems to shift its attention back on the fire elemental. As you fly across, are you hitting the ground over there?
No.
Okay. So you're just going to hover outside? Alright. Hover outside there. That was your action and bonus action, yep?
Yep. That's my entire turn.
Okay, got it. Okay, so you're hovering just right outside there. That brings us to Wiggum.
Me? Oh.
And who's on deck? It's
Darrow.
Darrow. Okay, great.
I
Thank you.
sent it to
Wiggum?
you just
Yeah.
Okay, I was like, put Wiggle.
Text it to me.
Wiggle. Wiggle.
Right. So, Wiggum, what you doing?
I'm just gonna stay put. He hasn't seen me.
Okay.
I'm safe by
You
this.
gonna hold your action for anything?
I don't think I should do anything. I'll
Alright.
just stay.
Just hang back. Yeah.
Yeah.
Sounds good. All right, Darrow. See what's
Alright.
going on.
Yeah, I'm gonna cast Armor of Shadows
Okay,
on
sure.
myself, and then
Is that your action?
yeah,
Okay.
and then
You see the two titans duking it out of the center. You see Icarus jump up, fly over there, and then stop just short of the cave opening, staying above the ground.
yeah, and then I'm just gonna hang tight.
Okay. Did you want to? Okay. So did you want to perceive the situation? Do you want to do any observation stuff?
Yeah, I guess can I see like how they're looking, and
Sure.
like also kind of like assess the room a little bit.
Sure.
Like
make a perception check.
how rough the room is looking, if there's anything sharp above my head.
Understandable. Any crackstone?
Yeah. 16.
16. Okay. As you kind of onlook around the room at these two entities, you notice they are beating the ever-living life out of each other. Every attack that they do to each other seems to do an insane amount of damage, as they are just tearing each other apart. However, that for some reason these two are compelled to fight right now. You notice that I would say, as kind of perceiving the room, you notice that the lizard is throwing boulders as well as breathing this kind of icy breath down on top of the room. You notice it does cover a large portion of the room. You would have noticed before Icarus ran out. So that's definitely something to be worried about. The fireballs being slung are also massive. It is a big duke out here. But I would say you do notice while the reptile seems to be paying no attention to Icarus, you notice the head of the elemental flickering back and forth, keeping tabs on not just Icarus, but also Nastani just ahead of you. So the large fire entity definitely seems to notice as being paying attention to that time. So that's your turn. Or unless you want to move.
Nah, I'm gonna stay put.
Okay. Did you want to move forward closer to the door, or?
I'm
Hang
gonna
on.
kind of just stay
That's
put.
fine. Totally fine. All right. So next up is Renna.
Hi.
And Nastani is pseudo on that.
Pseudo on it.
Would you say that
Pseudo.
would I know if either elemental is considered a humanoid creature?
I would say probably they're considered elementals.
Okay, fair.
Yeah, that's a different type.
I didn't know if
Yeah.
the creature made
No,
it
that
like,
one is humanoid and.
because I know you said humanoid, but I was like, that's not literal, right?
Yeah,
Like,
it's not
just
a
kinda
literal,
like
yeah.
giving us a shape. Okay, it's not humanoid.
Yeah.
Okay, that's good for
You
me.
could assume they definitely the fire elemental is an elemental.
Yeah.
You don't know what the lizard is. It could be an elemental. It is doing a lot of ice stuff.
Feels
but
like it is.
it could be a dragon. It could be a
Feels like a
monster.
threat.
It could be a
Sure could.
beast.
Could be an ice skating rink.
Probably have to take a second to look at it if you want to.
That's okay. I feel like I'm gonna make assumptions.
Okay.
I'm going to cast. Sorry, I lost it. Shield of Faith on myself,
Okay.
and then I'm going to say, Icarus, you found me, and well, him too. It's Wiggum. Wiggum. It's Wiggum. And so. Do I get a feeling that like I should have run for the door? Does it feel like it's just gonna get crazy and like I'm still in danger?
The
or
temperature's definitely going crazy, back and forth.
it's getting really.
Like a microwave.
It starts heating up rapidly and then cooling almost to below freezing temperatures. It's whatever's going on is kind of shaking the cavern right now, and you don't know what's going to happen on technically both of their next turns, which are next. So they go back to back. So fun stuff happens then.
I'm gonna. Can I like? Would I be able to like?
Toss me.
Like take Wiggum and throw him to Icarus?
You can certainly try if you want to.
Oh, you say you okay with that?
What do you toss?
You guys just Renna puts her like kind of lifts his shoulders.
Take Wiggum! Can I?
You could throw him to Icarus. If Icarus catches him, that's up to Icarus.
You're just like, what is this?
How high is he? 'Cause I know he's just like.
Probably not more than
like
10 feet off.
5 feet.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like just there, like.
Yeah, you'd have to toss him a little bit, but
Would I be able to like do that plus do my bonus action?
yeah.
Well, Shield of Faith is your bonus action.
Oh, it should have been failed.
Was that my bonus action? Oh wait.
So you have your action and your movement.
So I wouldn't be able to face up as a bonus action. I thought the other thing was just my action. Oh man. Okay.
That's okay. Still got your action and your movement.
But I can't face that. It has to be a bonus action. I can't like make it my
If
action.
it's one of those special things, typically it has to be a bonus action.
Like it said it. Okay.
If it's set as bonus action, typically.
Okay. Well, I guess as my action and movement, I'm gonna try to. Is it less this way? Can I count it out really fast?
It's the full circle around to this.
I feel like 5, 10, 15.
So you got to go around the corner here where Icarus is. So 5, 10.
Never
and then
mind.
15.
It's probably way more. Okay, so I'm gonna. How far would I make it if it's 30 times 2, 60?
If you dash. 5, 10. Unless you cut the
No,
corner.
I shouldn't do it, 'cause he's about
15,
to
20,
hit.
25, 30. You can get right here with 30. 35, 40, 45, 50, 55, 60. You can
That's
get
a
no right up to
Let's not do that.
Alright, I'll stay where I am.
Okay.
I just did my +2 AC.
Yep.
And it is what it is. I'm
I'm just going to. They're going next, right? And he's just hovering. Are you sure you just want to hover?
He's
Maybe I
just
should drag
chilling.
you down with me.
Yeah.
I'm gonna cover him and get ready for maybe some craziness about to happen.
Okay.
Elemental action.
Okay, sorry that
Alright.
took so long.
No, that's okay. Okay, so Nastani, you're on deck. Just so you know, I believe it is now both of them.
I still have my
Lizard
build
first.
action for the ice lizard if he attacks us. So
Okay. So, Ice Lizard does go first, but I'm going to just roll this in general. Okay, so, as Ice Lizard rips a large stalagmite off the roof and you watch as it underswings towards the large fire elemental. As the fire elemental dodges it out of the way, grabs the stalagmite and pulls it down as the lizard crashes down into the pool with it. You notice as the lizard starts shrieking and probably jumps back towards here, towards the back of the wall.
darn it. Okay.
And you watch as all 6 legs plant firmly into the ground and there's a massive burst of cold right in front towards the elemental. Poor guy. And the elemental gets blasted.
Can I get a clarifying question real quick?
Yeah, what's up?
Was the elemental in the magma pool, or the elemental was the magma pool?
I'd say looking at it, probably one and the same.
Oh, okay.
Probably just kind of seems to be leaving this trail that's constantly catching up with the rest of itself.
Okay, cool.
As the lizard blasts into the fire elemental takes a huge hit as he kind of watches the flames slowly begin to kind of die for a second before kind of bursting back alight. You see that the center of it kind of has this rocky stone core kind of glowing hot with fire. As the lizard does this, the elemental is going to raise its hands up, and you kind of watch as the magma seeps out from it. And where are my rings? There they are. All right. 1, 2.
So you can like loop them on their horns, and I'm like, oh.
Okay. Right. And you watch as 2 jets of fiery walls come up, almost surrounding the lizard, as you see the lizard kind of shrink up, kind of getting burned on the side. As kind of wincing, you see the reptile kind of back up, looks around, kind of, you kind of almost see this intelligence behind its eyes as it's looking for options here. Yeah, that lizard, you watch as the lizard begins to reach up and kind of peel and drag on what you see as a large bit of cragstone and kind of almost rip it off the wall and kind of is now holding this massive slab of stone above its head.
The lizard is?
The lizard is, yes.
Lizard is
Well,
crazy.
I like this thing.
Yeah, so that's what the lizard's
Can
doing.
we keep it?
And that is what the fire elemental did. Fire elemental is going to stay where it is. Okay, so that being said, top of the round, Nastani, you see this happen. I would say you saw the lizard do some crazy stuff, didn't directly attack you.
How are they looking?
Fire, I would say the fire elemental is looking rough. The lizard is looking hurt. As they're both, like, the lizard's charred skin, kind of, flesh is kind of peeling off, kind of dusted charcoal.
So right now there's a wall of fire.
There are two large walls of fire.
blocking me from the other side and from the elementals.
You
Yes.
can go the long way around.
Here's a question. So the cragmite? Is
The
that
cragstone?
cragstone?
Yeah.
Is there any on the roof of this cavern?
Ooh, make a perception check.
That is a 19.
Looking up and kind of looking around, you see what the large lizard has done. As it peels back the walls, you do see that there is actually, behind the wall, tons of it. And as you look up, where it broke off the kind of large portions of the stone, right above the center of the room, there is more of it too. So you do see above roughly, I'd say where the fire elemental is now, where the lizard was, there's a large kind of portion of it that seems to kind of been disturbed. And you know that there's like crumbling bits here and there, dripping down. What you doing?
Can I shoot at it?
Sure. You're trying to cause a collapse. Is there anything special you're doing with this?
I'm using one of my regular arrows, not the diamond.
Okay.
Making that
Regular arrow.
clarification. Using a regular arrow. So based off of my knowledge from being in the tunnel, any movement.
Any
Well-
big movement can do it. Anything that would disturb Earth. And you notice it's been heavily disturbed and exposed here.
Okay.
I'd say you've noticed like there's bits of rubble everywhere here.
Okay, I'm gonna use my sharpshooter feat. That way I can do more damage because the
Okay.
bigger the.
Yeah, bigger the
Whoa.
impact, sure.
Yeah.
Make an attack roll
Okay.
at the ceiling.
At the ceiling.
And other things you never thought you'd say.
Right?
It's a 6 to hit.
6
That's with the negative.
with the negative. You don't have anything else? I'll just check for you. But I don't ask.
I cast Hunter's Mark on the seat.
Okay, so that's
That's.
unfortunately, you hit the arrow, and I say, Icarus, you kind of see this as the arrow sticks in. You kind of watch it as. Fortunately,
This is also more so a way to have
Yeah.
signal the other ranger in the room.
yeah, I would say it kind of
It's kind
hits
of
the
insulting.
arrow.
I'm not a ranger.
Ranged attack.
Ranged attacker. The arrow does snap and break against the stone, but you do see the rocks kind of shift with that.
Okay.
It's yeah.
Can't really I'm just
you can yell.
draw its attention towards me. It knows where I am, but still.
Okay. So that being said, what are you doing?
I have one attack.
Yep. Yeah, you're moving in your bonus section.
Yeah.
Sending out Zephana to die.
No, Ivana's sticking by me.
Okay. Just checking. Gotta know. Icarus, you're on deck.
I can't.
Followed by Wiggum.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I can't cast spells
Alright,
as
staying still.
for bonus, so I'm just staying still.
Icarus.
How tall is this room?
The ceiling is roughly about 50 feet up, kind of where the other holes are.
How tall is the firewalls going?
The firewalls are going about 30.
Okay. Very cool. Good to know.
It is enough to fully encompass the top of the head of the lizard. Now that he has this big rock over his head, is kind of like waddling, kind of planning to do something.
I still feel like I don't want to disturb them.
Give him the chair.
You have to pay to see this usually.
I guess. Can I pick you up?
Sure.
Okay.
Yep.
So I'm gonna take him, and I think I'm gonna do kind of the same thing I did before. I'm gonna try and stealthily, taking him dash, which half movement dash will even out, I assume. And just basically go straight up.
Straight up. Okay. Make a stealth check with disadvantage, and you make a stealth check with disadvantage.
Oh no.
Oh, well,
Look what you did.
this might have been a bad choice.
It's both of you.
Don't use other dice on both.
Stealth, right? Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, that is significantly worse.
That's a 10.
13.
Okay. So you take him, you fly up, and you guys are, I mean, that's relatively, sneaky for a bird carrying a dwarf into the air in a cave,
That's 220.
in an open cave, But you guys fly up. You got him in your claws or in your arms?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, probably with my claws, yeah.
Okay. So as you lift into the air, Wiggum,
Talons, rather.
that's the end of your turn.
Gonna have to be.
Okay. So that being said, Wiggum, what you doing
How,
as you float? Free bird.
how, how far,
That's worse.
You're 50 feet up in the air now.
but how far am I from them two?
So these guys are about 20 to 30 feet tall each. So if you're right here, you'd probably have to move a little bit in to get the full 50 up. Up here is probably closer to 40 because it slopes upwards, like domes. So
I mean, I've got 50 to use, so yeah, we'll do that.
Yeah. Okay. So at this point, which one are you want to be close to, or which one do you want to know the distance for?
Which one looks really rough?
The fire. The fire. Unfortunately, took a really nasty hit.
Okay, let's Can I throw
Poor guy.
my exploding hammer at
Yeah,
him?
sure. Throwing the hammer out. Go for it.
Okay.
So you get the chain. As Icarus is in there, it starts wheeling it up. Make an attack roll. Yeah. Straight roll, man.
Okay, so closer.
Here, if it makes it easier.
Won't quite have the height advantage, but you're almost there.
26.
Yeah.
26?
Yep.
Yeah, 26 hits.
And then
Roll damage with your hammer and tell me what kind.
oh, so that would be
So if you click it, it'll tell you that it's
bludgeoning.
Bludgeoning. How much of bludgeoning?
yeah, so it's 1d4 plus 6 bludgeoning.
Okay, so I got a 7.
7 points.
Mhm.
Okay.
You
That's
also
pretty
have
big.
And then I also
Pretty
have
big
that
for a little
burn.
hammer.
And then I also have that burn.
fire damage. He has
Fire
fire
damage.
damage as well.
Okay. I will tell you the fire damage doesn't
I know, like
do anything to it. But
You should hit the lizard.
you throw it. You watch it as you wind up the chain. Now it's out of reach for your chain, so you just have to let go. And as you do, you guys watch as the hammer soars through the air. A relatively small, light hammer flies over to the head and kind of watches. There's a bonk as the fire elemental almost rears back and kind of
oh yeah, it explodes.
almost collapses into magma and once again reforms him and pushes itself back up halfway and just kind of looks up over at the two of you. And
Hey!
Don't do it! Don't do it!
is that all you want to do?
Well,
Do you have another thing you can throw?
I have a normal warhammer. I just have a normal warhammer.
Yeah, you can throw the other one.
Keep pulling
communicate?
warhammers
Sure.
out
I'll
of his
Can you hit?
pocket.
Can you hit the ceiling above it?
Yeah, I'll do that.
Okay, make an attack roll. Sure.
Okay.
Normal.
What was that? 13.
13 will hit the ceiling.
Okay.
Shocking.
So if it's the
So
warhammer,
roll damage.
you
What?
The ceiling.
The
jump
ceiling's
out.
not very evasive, is it?
The ceiling. Oh! The hammer. Grabs the hammer.
That was amazing.
Oh no. The final boss. Mother.
11.
Bludgeoning as well.
11 points of bludgeoning. Okay. As you throw the hammer, roughly in the same spot Nastani was going for, you watch as there's a boom as you smash kind of into one of the rocks, and the hammer lodges itself, and then you watch as boulders fall, kind of into the lava below. You watch as there's a kind of a buckle, and it stops. But it looks like one more good hit like that will probably do it. So that being said, I believe it is Renna's turn.
So funny.
I think it's me.
Oh, sorry,
Should be
Darrow.
Darrow.
Darrow, then Renna, sorry. I don't have the initiative.
No,
Yes, you do. I gave it to
I
you.
didn't have it open. It's a text message.
I'm gonna
No texting.
peek out of the cave.
Okay.
Is it like right here?
Yeah.
And then cast Eldritch Blast at the elemental.
Poor
Okay.
guy.
At the elemental, go for it. Yeah. Make an attack roll.
Or is there more stone above him?
There's stone above the elemental, but you can also attack the elemental if you want.
I might just go straight for him.
Go for it.
By the way, this guy just was there and we're attacking him for no reason.
Actually,
Poor
we-
guy.
Well, the elemental ate your friend.
Does
Basically.
an 18 hit?
18
Oh,
does
you
hit
have
the elemental.
Yeah.
I have revenge.
Yes.
But
What was her name?
oh, Janice.
Janice.
Jeez, this chicken corpse.
I would like to point out, I have not
I was
attacked
like,
them.
Janice.
So that's 11 points of force damage.
Okay, yeah, so the hammer, bonk, as it falls down and gets back up, and as it kind of starts pushing itself up, you kind of see the broiling magma now focused on you. A little nuisance and something bigger that's going on. And as it does, you watch as there's this blast of black energy and kind of hits in the back of the head and falls once again back in, pushing itself back up, and you kind of watch as the flames burn brighter as you see as the elemental is getting enraged.
It's fun.
So, is that what you're doing, Darrow?
Yeah, and then As a bonus action, I'm gonna cast. Or no, I can't cast anything else. Just bonus action.
I would say with that too, it's looking pretty rough.
Yeah, that's all I can do.
Yeah.
Shouldn't
Okay.
we be hitting the lizard? So
Renna.
that then we have the easier one to finish off without another Titan?
Or no?
Isn't the lizard?
Renna, what you doing?
I just don't. I don't know if we can see him because
There's a wall of fire around
yeah.
it, so.
So is
But I'm above
there?
the fire. That's just
How high? I'm sorry. Did you say there was like there was a pathway up there? Like that was like.
They're flying.
So what was the lizard on? He was like way over there.
He was on the ceiling, and then he got thrown down, and now he's
He's
in
a
this wall.
lizard. That
Yeah.
makes sense. Okay,
Yeah.
that makes sense. Sorry. Okay. So is there a path for me to go behind the lizard?
No, there's a wall of fire now.
Is there a path behind the fire?
Yeah. You peeking around the corner, you can see. If you were to take the long way around, you could probably attempt to do that.
I'm gonna see what that entails.
It's definitely more of a hike.
It's risky. Okay, so
You're going to be out in the open for a lot longer. So it's up to you what you want to do here.
if I used both my face steps, or I can only use one. Sorry.
Yeah.
All right. So I would like if my action was to dash plus my movement, that'd be 60 plus 30 is 90,
Yeah.
and I'd get
How
like
far
10
is your
feet
face down?
from 30 feet.
30. You could get in the fire with the lizard and then try and jump through the fire if you wanted to make it a lot shorter, but
Would
I
I
was
be
just trying
able
to-
to like? Would I be able to like 30 feet there, faced up 30 feet?
move through. Yeah, you could do
I
that.
think like faced
You
up
could.
on the other
You just
side of
would
the
have
fire?
to move through one of the flame columns here, the flame walls. So, or I mean, you could face step and be in it with the lizard, and then maybe face up on your next turn if you didn't want to go all the way around. But I guess if you're going all the way around anyway.
Well, you can get like here-ish.
By the end of the turn.
Yep.
I don't want to be there. Like they're about to.
That's kind of the literal line of fire.
So. Sorry.
Either way.
I mean, it's there's whatever you do is a literal line of fire.
No matter what, like it's just.
Yeah. I would say
have to be
You
there
gotta
instant.
break through their firewalls.
I faced up on top of the boulder he's holding and then hop over. Parkour.
5.
And you drop 40 feet and break your legs.
Worth it.
So you gotta follow this kind of rim right here. So that's why this
So I
you
feel
know,
like.
right here, and then it starts.
How hard is this to have? Like I can't. Like would I have to
So
go?
5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. Then you could face step in there and then move the rest of your, then dash if you wanted to.
I'm gonna try that.
Okay. So as you move around, face stepping through the fire, as you pop next to this massive lizard, you see it kind of almost stumble as you kind of pop up next to it.
It's like,
Or you keep running
And
there?
I just keep going.
Okay, so you're jumping through the fire.
Good thing he's got his hands full.
Well, he's got 2 little ones down He's got 4 legs underneath. That being said, jump into the fire, make a dexterity saving throw. Double check that.
An 8.
Okay, that is a failure. You jump through. It's 25 points of fire damage. As you jump, this is
That's fair.
searing wall of fire, but you do run through it.
Ah!
Yes, the 2 of you sitting over there like
Rotten Juneberry!
Justice is running through on fire.
And I'm sorry, what was it? It was 24?
25.
25.
Yeah.
Nastani and Darrow just see her burst out of the flame.
Ah! Okay.
Okay.
Oh yeah!
You're good though, right? Yeah.
And do I make it to them?
I would say with 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, you get just right up to Darrow.
Oh God, am I old? Oh, Isha, Isha.
Okay. Okay, Renna, is that the end of your turn?
It is.
All right. That leads us back to these 2.
oh no.
All right.
Poor guy.
Let's see how this goes. Oh, that's hilarious. you watch as kind of steps a few feet forward, and then taking the massive slab of stone, just wham, right on top, kind of smashing it over the fire elemental. Fire elemental did not make it save again.
Oh, poor guy.
And you watch as it, and the lizard kind of jumps back, and you watch as the firewalls die down.
Oh, thank you.
We've made it past their firewalls.
You're welcome.
Oh, goodness.
I say with bird flesh.
Renna runs up to Nastani and Darrow and goes, I'm in.
And now I'm out. Hot. So, yeah, that's the lizard's turn. Smashing on the fire elemental definitely loses the firewall, but the fire elemental is still alive.
Oh my gosh.
As the fire elemental is going to reach back, it's going to think. It's going to think for a second here.
It's
Thinking
fiery
it's
little
good.
brain.
Yes, yes.
It's like,
It is.
I don't think that's good, actually.
Depends on how.
I've got a feeling the result of this thinking might lead to us not having any
It's got 2 fireballs.
trophy.
Oh,
Well,
And it also has its movement. So,
never mind.
you watch as it looks around and is going to throw a fireball over towards the creature. Right there. So you guys should be good. You can wig 'em.
for this one.
And you watch as it throws that. The lizard does not make a save. And takes not big damage. However, the second fireball is going to be thrown at you, Wiggum, and by
That doesn't
proxy,
matter.
Icarus.
That doesn't matter.
It's good knowing.
Well, it
Wait.
might.
It might.
Wait a second.
Here's the thing
So-
about that.
Dexterity saving throw,
I
disadvantage.
figured.
Same for you. For something else, Wiggum.
I'm so dexterous. I
Alright,
am.
you both-
13.
What'd you get?
22.
22 succeeds.
Job.
You said-
Okay, cool.
You said disadvantage for him too, right?
Yes.
Roll good.
Okay.
It's a big fireball.
2.
2?
But it's
Okay.
in that one.
Okay. So, that is 39 points of fire damage.
Oh,
Halved for you.
no, I'm dead anyway.
Okay. What's your max HP?
Woo.
My max is 27,
Okay.
but I'm not at max.
Oh. I was gonna say it's only 20. That would be 20.
You said it was what? It was 30.
39.
Oh, good.
39 half to 20.
Yeah.
oh, good.
Okay. Still go down, unfortunately.
Yep.
Wiggum, you rolled a 2, right?
I rolled a 1.
Okay, now
That one.
Yeah. So you fail your dexterity save for hitting the ground, as the fire does not hurt you. However, you hit the ground from 50 feet up. Let's see. You gotta roll falling damage for 50 feet.
Icarus!
Icarus, you fail a death saving throw.
I'm aware.
Just one.
For now.
For now, right?
Wiggum, you take 41 points of falling damage. Bludgeoning, I should say. It is bludgeoning damage. As you hit the ground hard, and then Icarus lands on top of you, and you oh! So, that being said,
Why are you still up?
I'm still
that is the end. Well, it's actually when. Well, 5, 10, 15, 20. And it's not very fast. Okay. Look at it. Good old way. Okay, so that's the end of its turn. Nastani, you see this happen. You kind of see as the reptile is kind of pushing up, now rearing back, kind of waiting to see what happens. The fire elemental did not move very far, so you look above. There's still rocks,
Okay,
just a different spot.
how rough are you looking?
How good am I looking?
I mean, I know you look good, but like, how rough are you looking?
I am rough, yeah. I'm like, I think, really rough.
Okay.
Very rough.
Very
Very
rough.
rough.
The roughest.
Oh, okay.
He's the
well,
roughest.
well.
I'm almost there as rough. Almost as rough.
On the verge,
As
one might say.
almost as rough as you can be while still being conscious. I
So
mean,
don't
like, not
forget-
that bad, but like,
We all still have an additional 5 HP because we still have 8 because it's 8 hours.
Mhm.
So just remind yourself of that.
Yeah, mine is locked into mine.
So, Nastani, what are you doing?
Um,
There's still the cragstone above if you want to attempt that again. You see the lizard completely not focused on you guys, 100% after this fire.
Is the stone still above the fire elemental?
Yeah, it does not move that fast, unfortunately for it.
There you go.
Not with taking both attacks.
I can't shoot at the stone and also cast Cure Wounds.
So it should be
With
So
bonus.
that is up to you what you want to do. If you just tell me what you're doing.
I'm going
put in
to.
28, that's the
I'm gonna shoot. I'm gonna use my bonus action to hand my healing potion to Renna
Okay.
and like just like
Hold it
shove-
up.
hold it up.
That takes it. Easy enough.
So,
Can't drink it yet. On your turn.
Oh, just kidding.
but you have it.
She didn't force feed you. Drink. Go.
I can't use my bonus action to force feed a live person a drink, can I?
No, not a bonus action. An action,
I throw
sure.
it at her mouth.
No.
No.
What do you? Okay, so bonus action, you hand Renna the potion.
Mhm.
What are you doing?
And I'm going to use my action. Would it take a lot of damage to trigger that rock?
I would say nearby, a heavy blow was dealt. You don't know if you need to hit a little bit harder in this area, or maybe you just need to hit one thing and the whole thing comes down.
I'm gonna try doing sharpshooter again, just
Okay. Are you going for the same spot?
to. Yeah, hold on. It's a con. 16.
16 hits, roll damage
Woo! Younger.
with sharpshooter.
It's sharpshooter, so that's plus 10.
Plus 10?
Shooting sharply.
My gosh.
That's gotta be the sharpest shot in this cave.
So that is 15
Gorge.
points of
Gorge.
piercing.
I did forget something.
What?
But it's okay now. Renna has your bow. When the cave-in fell. But that's okay. I'll say, Renna, you could pass it off right now when she gives you the potion. We'll trade.
There you go.
Can I trade?
Yeah. Good thing Renna's here right now. Otherwise...
No wonder your shot missed earlier.
Yeah. You
You just like did the motion.
it's just
I
the
meant, like-
flashback. The bow was never real.
No, I just like threw it, and that's why Icarus is just like never did it because he was like,
What are you doing?
"What's wrong with you?"
Nastani threw an arrow at the ceiling and was like,
Look at.
Sorry, I forgot to say that. But
I forgot
Renna,
to.
You do have the bow. You can hit it off. There you go.
I forgot
so
to.
right
sorry.
this moment.
Bonus action trade.
Here you go. All right, so that was 15 points of piercing with the bow that I now have.
Okay. Nice. 15.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And that's the same spot, right?
Same spot.
Okay. Okay. So,
They remind me of Princess.
Exactly 2 rocks fall on me.
you watch as 3 rocks right after the other fall on you. No, that being said, you pull the bow back, releasing the arrow from your great bow, large one.
It's
Is
great.
it-
Longbow.
Flies straight into the rocks,
Yeah, but
and
it's
with
great.
sharpshooter, there's a kind of a large kind of poof as it hits, and you kind of watch as the rocks don't slowly tumble, but completely fall out and collapse through the tunnels directly above. And you watch as the boulders fall and collapse on the elemental as it tries to scramble away. That'll do it. You watch as it crashes down on the elemental, killing him.
Yeah.
No, dead.
Yeah. The ice lizard's
As
like,
the
wow,
fire
thank you
slowly
guys.
dies out, and you kind of watch as the flames just die. All that's left back is embers and coals. At this point,
Is that the title of one of our episodes?
embers and ashes.
Close enough.
The lizard looks around.
Whoops. I didn't think that far ahead.
Doing anything else, Nastani?
I can't, really.
Okay.
Unless I can use my movement to drag. Not drag, but kind of like walk and like shove Renna behind me. No, as in like I'm walking, but I kind of like go like this.
Red's in front of you.
Yeah.
You gonna push her forward?
Like go in front of her and walk backwards.
On my toe!
I'm
What's your
essentially-
movement? What's your movement?
My movement is 30 feet.
5, 10, 15, 20.
Yeah.
25. There. Sure.
true
Sure.
friend.
Okay.
It's like the badly
So-
rendered video games.
like,
Like you
yeah.
just like walk.
The lizard looks a bit confused and stun locked, but after Nastani is Icarus death saving throw. Wiggum, you're on deck.
This is 6.
6. Okay. Fortunately, that's a failure.
Human player should not do that shit.
Wiggum, you are up. Birdman is unconscious on top of you.
Oh,
You see the lizard, not necessarily aggressive, more just like confused out of what just happened.
Okay.
What are you doing?
Can I don't have any weapons on me. Can I?
Through both your hammers, they're in the rubble.
But I do have one thing. I have a crossbow.
You shooting it?
Can I shoot it at the lizard's head?
You sure?
Do you have any healing potions that you can force me to Icarus?
Oh yeah.
yeah.
No.
This guy, no.
Take your
Kill it!
crossbow. Take your crossbow. Shoot Icarus point blank.
I take my crossbow.
Oh, yeah.
Mercy kill. We don't want the beast to suffer.
Wait, how tall is Wiggum the fun sized?
About what?
Fun size.
3.5 feet?
Okay.
Three and a
Only
half
a little
feet.
bit
This
shorter than
lizard's
you.
maybe
So I'm
10
not
times
that
your
much
size.
taller than you.
I don't think I have a potion. I'm sorry, man.
Okay.
Okay.
Are you shooting at it?
Yes, really.
I would say right now, you can take it. You can take an action to see if you can try and read what it's thinking. If you want to.
Read what it's.
Well,
like,
try and read
like
it.
body
read,
language.
Body
Oh, okay.
language, its expression.
Not like read his
Is
thoughts.
he going to eat us first, or is he going to eat them first, or is he going to set up a tea party?
Okay, I want to see his body language.
Sure. Make an insight check as your action. So D20.
Oh!
18.
18. You've dealt with animals. However, this definitely seems to be a more intelligent animal. And while it doesn't necessarily seem to be out here to hunt you guys down, you see it kind of looks almost perplexed as what's going on. It's kind of almost stunned in thought right now. So, you can convey that to everybody. If you want to yell that to everybody else, you can.
I'm gonna repeat what you just said.
Alright. I think it's confused.
It's a bit confused, isn't it?
It's a bit weirded out. No, I don't think it's seen man meats. That being said, is that the end of your turn? You moving anywhere? You
How
want to stand
far is
up?
my hammer?
Your hammer's somewhere in the rubble.
It's in the rubble.
It's
Sorry.
under the rubble.
Dang, I can't get that.
Nastani really buried it.
Yeah.
I did bury the hatchet. Oh.
We both went for it. Sorry.
I think
It was easy.
I
I'm good for now.
know. Alright. So, Wiggum stays still. Darrow. We are still in the initiative order. Nobody has diffused the situation. Nobody has gone to agitate the situation. Nobody has gone to save Icarus.
So should we just wait to see if it attacks us?
We probably shouldn't wait for Icarus to die either.
Just wait it out, guys. Just wait it out.
It'll be fine.
I
Like,
think
I
I
can
can
take it.
I can run like 10 or 20 or 30 feet this way.
After I
and
just shoved you.
and like 60 feet. I have a healing thing, but I just.
I like to imagine, like, Renna sees, like, Icarus fall and hit the ground, and she's like, Icarus! And, like, starts running out, and Nastani's shoving her back into
No.
the doorway.
Leave him! Leave him! Like it's like a
It's too
movie.
dangerous.
Leave him, or we'll never make it.
I'm just trying not to let you die too.
But it's like so sweet. I'm just like, oh.
So did you say that there's like a stone like in its chest or something?
Of the fire elemental there was.
Okay. Is it still like?
I would say it's kind of buried right now. So if you want to attempt to head that way, you can.
Just see a
The
hand
lizard is
push up
still-
through the rubble.
Start looting
Boo.
while the lizard's still here.
Should we wait until and see what the lizard does?
That was good. No response. What you doing, Darrow?
Yeah,
Crickets.
Crickets. Everybody's over there.
I'm just gonna wait and see what the lizard does. Honestly.
So you wait. All right, Renna. You see Icarus
Because I can't heal him.
dead. Not dead yet, but on the brink.
Am I still under him? Am I still under him?
You need a 60-foot
You
line.
are.
For
Yeah,
a
you
spell
just,
I
like,
think
peer
you're
around.
thinking of. This is it.
Is that 60 feet?
Yeah, it's 60 feet.
That is not a 60-foot ruler.
Hey, whoa, are you looking at the board? We'll look at that little man. That's 60 feet.
It is 60 feet. I get to right there.
Okay, so 5, 10, 15, 20.
I cast Healing Word, the one that's 60 feet. Let me
Yeah.
make sure it's called Healing Word. It is.
It's your bonus action.
2d4 plus 8 on that boy.
Do it.
Nice.
13.
That is very nice.
Yeah, sweet.
And, am going to...
Your action.
Yes, it is. It is a damn
Renna revives Icarus.
Should I wait? Or should I attack him?
Do whatever you want, Renna.
Live your
I wait and I cast.
You already cast a spell this round.
Oh, I did?
Healing
You're
word.
right, I did. I'm so sorry.
Yeah, you
And
did.
I'm good. I think I'm just gonna
You can
maybe
do,
go
like,
back.
The dodge action, just in
Yeah, you
case.
can.
Yes, yeah, thank you. I'm gonna ready my dodge action.
What's your movement again?
Movement
That's
is
25.
30.
30.
Thank you.
And you take the dodge action, just ready to move out of the way. In case Lizard goes crazy.
Yeah.
Which is actually the Lizard's turn.
Yo, let's see what happens.
The Lizard looks at the rest of you. Somebody roll me a d20 and just tell me what you get.
I don't want to do that.
I'll do it. A 3.
The Lizard. 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45.
It's just chill.
And just starts to dig and throw the rocks to the side. And you watch as it eventually, the rest of its 20 feet of movement, you watch as the jaw kind of sinks in somewhere, and you kind of watch as it pulls out what appears to be just a mouthful of these large kind of black stones that are kind of glowing. And just
We
starts-
need that. We need that.
and just kind of starts chewing on
Is
them.
he eating what we need?
Yes.
Seems like it, yeah.
I was afraid that was gonna happen.
Shish shop.
Mama.
It's a bit late. He's already put. He kind of watches it.
He's ate all of them?
Gonna have to cut him open.
Yeah.
I have a javelin.
Yeah, that was the rest of his movement and his action. So
How rough is he looking?
he was looking hurt. So he kind of watches. He kind of looks about the ceiling again, and then kind of looks towards the cave opening and begins to take the first steps towards it. So
Let's just leave.
I'll just ask the group: is anybody going to pursue the lizard?
Is he taking the fire elemental with him, or did he just take a
He
chunk?
just kind of seems to take a mouthful
A
of
snack.
those hot rocks and then move on.
Hot rocks.
Like these little like pockets of heat.
I dislike what you're implying. Anyway, so anybody pursuing it?
No.
I guess not.
Okay.
We really can't afford to.
I don't think so.
With that being said, that is the end of combat. As the lizard kind of slinks over, belly full of stones, hot stones, and slinks away into the dark as you guys never bothered it. So, in fact, helped it out. So,
I know, right?
doesn't seem
You
to
want
be-
to stay? We can be friends.
You could try if you'd like to call back towards
So
it.
can I look around for any more of like something that looks kind of like what he ate,
Yeah, I think
but
we're
We
only
gotta-
need to
yeah,
I will
start
say,
digging.
before the lizard leaves, you see the head kind of turn around and you hear go, and then just slink into the cave.
What language is that?
What languages do you guys speak?
Draconic, Elvish, Primordial, Undercommon,
Aarakocra, Arin, Common, Thieves' Cant.
common Elvish.
Dwarf.
Dwarf.
Actually, Gorf.
Has he only been speaking dwarf?
Short.
What's your name?
Short.
I would say, actually, Nastani, you do understand what he says in Primordial. Thanks.
You're welcome. I'm gonna yell and try. So
Yeah, you guys just hear it speak something, and then like everyone's like, as Nastani just right back towards it.
He said thanks.
Can I start digging where the elemental was?
Yeah.
See if
So
I can find
you guys
it.
gonna
I'm
start
gonna-
excavating the
I
area.
dig as well.
I'm gonna dig to look for his hammer and also for Vox.
Well, before we
I
get
have
to all
2
that,
hammers, by the way.
I think that is a good place to end tonight's episode.
Will
Okay.
we find the coal?
Will you find the 2 hammers that bonked?
Oh, our cart.
My heart hurt.
I think
So,
we left it up top, right?
Oh, well, I want to thank everybody for coming out tonight. Thank you, Keegan, for being on the show.
Yeah!
Maybe you'll stick around. We'll see. Who knows?
And here's a secret. This isn't the first time y'all have seen Keegan, because he's in our intro.
He is in our intro. If you guys have seen it, that's why, really humble.
I'm the dwarf
He
in the
does.
intro.
You know, he's really commits to the bit.
He might be the same exact character. So, that being said, thank you so
Neither
much
confirm nor deny.
for watching tonight. We hope to see you again next week. And before we go, remember to
Subscribe so you don't have nightmares.
Yep.
And ring the bell.
And ring the bell. So with that being said, good night, everybody.
Good
Bye.
night. Thank you.